Personally, the Oscars just suck. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Film Review, episode number 56. And today is a special episode because I'm going to be talking about this really awesome event coming up called the second annual YOUreviewers Movie Awards. It's this awesome award show that's run by the top YouTube movie critics, including the Schmoes Know, Jeremy Johns, and Chris Stuckman. Basically, it's an award show for us, the common folk, where we get to recognize the best in movies that the snooty Academy may not have, especially considering this year's nominations. But anyway, I'm going to go through each category and give you my picks. So, let's get started. Alright, first up is Best Screenplay, Original or Adapted. The nominees are 50/50, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Moneyball, The Descendants, and Midnight in Paris. My pick here is going to be 50/50, simply because it had such a terrific balance of comedy and drama. There's some great witty dialogue here, and fleshed out characters that really made that movie, so Will Reiser's script is my choice. Next up is Best Animated Feature. The nominees are The Adventures of Tintin, Arthur Christmas, Rango, Puss in Boots, and Kung Fu Panda 2. Lots of great work here, but for me, it's a no-brainer. Rango deserves this. It's such an original film with amazing animation and trippy visuals, plus the characters are fun to watch and root for, especially Johnny Depp. A very bold film from a major studio, so yeah, Rango is my pick. Now it's time for Best Visual Effects. The nominees are Super 8, Hugo, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and Transformers Dark of the Moon. Again, in my opinion, this one's another no-brainer. It's Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Honestly, I couldn't believe that all these primates were CGI. They look so realistic, and I had to keep reminding myself that they weren't, so kudos to Weta for their amazing work. Best Soundtrack/Score. The nominees are Drive, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Warhorse, The Muppets, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, and Hannah. This is a really tough category for me because I love most of these scores, but if I'm gonna have to pick one, it would be Drive. After seeing the movie, as soon as I got home, I downloaded the entire soundtrack. Cliff Martinez's work here perfectly captures the neo-noir 80s feel of the film, and the other songs used here, including Night Call and A Real Hero, are songs I just keep listening to again and again. Next up is an interesting category. It's the I'm Shocked It Didn't Suck award. The nominees are Real Steel, Fast 5, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, Footloose, and Thor. Again, this one's pretty easy. For me, it's Rise of the Planet of the Apes. The trailers made this movie look incredibly cheesy and terrible, but in the end, it turned out to be one of the best movies of an otherwise iffy summer. Very surprised. Here's a good category, Most Underrated Film. The nominees are Warrior, The Adjustment Bureau, Win-Win, Hannah, and Attack the Block. My pick here is Warrior. A lot of people wrote this off as just another sports drama, but the performances here really elevate the entire thing. The MMA fights are riveting, and this is the only movie this year that made me cry. Highly underrated. Next up, Best Trailer. The nominees are The Dark Knight Rises, The Hobbit, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, The Avengers, and Prometheus. All excellent trailers, but for me, it's The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. That trailer is one that demands your attention. It gets in and out in under a minute and a half, and you feel assaulted afterward in a good way. It's probably the trailer I watched the most this year, so that is my pick. Now we have Best Hero. The nominees are Lisbeth Salander in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Driver in Drive, Harry Potter in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, Moses in Attack the Block, and Caesar in Rise of the Planet of the Apes. He's a real human being and a real hero. It's Driver from Drive. Just the fact that he commits some incredibly violent acts and you still root for him makes him awesome. Of course, you can't have a good hero without a proper villain, so here is Best Villain. The nominees are Bernie Rose in Drive, Voldemort in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, Sebastian Shaw in X-Men First Class, Loki in Thor, and Hilly Holbrook in The Help. Again, I'm going to go with Bernie Rose in Drive. He's such an intimidating, menacing guy who's not afraid to slice your throat or wrist at any moment. Truly a memorable villain. Alright, next category is Breakthrough Actress. The nominees are Rooney Mara, Shailene Woodley, Bernice Bejo, Jessica Chastain, and Britt Marling. My pick here is Jessica Chastain, who just came out of nowhere this year. She first amazed me in The Tree of Life as the kind, compassionate mother, and she followed that up with great performances in films such as Take Shelter and The Help. I hope we'll be seeing much more of her in the years to come. Now it's Breakthrough Actor. The nominees are Joel Courtney, Michael Fassbender, Ryan Gosling, Jean Dujardin, and John Boyega. My choice here would be Michael Fassbender. I first saw him in Inglourious Basterds and was impressed, but I really became a fan this year with his performances in X-Men First Class and Shame. He's really one of the most talented actors working out there right now, that's for sure. Alright, now let's get to the main acting categories. First up, Best Supporting Actress. The nominees are Octavia Spencer in The Help, Shailene Woodley in The Descendants, Elle Fanning in Super 8, Melissa McCarthy in Bridesmaids, and Carey Mulligan in Shame. For me, the best performance is Carey Mulligan in Shame. She's really the heart of that film, and Mulligan brings such a strong sense of humanity to both the film and Fassbender's character. Great work. Next up is Best Supporting Actor. The nominees are Nick Nolte in Warrior, Christopher Plummer in Beginners, Albert Brooks in Drive, Jonah Hill in Moneyball, and Andy Serkis in Rise of the Planet of the Apes. This one goes to the master of motion capture himself, Andy Serkis. He really made us care about Caesar, a completely CGI character, and his facial expressions and mannerisms conveyed so much with very little words. He really deserves to be recognized for his work here. Moving on now to Best Actress. The nominees are Rooney Mara in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Viola Davis in The Help, Emma Stone in The Help, Charlize Theron in Young Adult, and Michelle Williams in My Week with Maryland. To me, the strongest performance in the bunch is Rooney Mara. Her interpretation of Lisbeth Salander is captivating and compelling. She plays off the rage and vulnerability so well, and I was extremely impressed. Job well done. Next on the docket is Best Actor. The nominees are George Clooney in The Descendants, Ryan Gosling in Drive, Joseph Gordon-Levitt in 50-50, Michael Fassbender in Shame, and Brad Pitt in Moneyball. All excellent performances, but the real standout here is Michael Fassbender. His portrayal of a struggling sex addict is incredibly heartbreaking and memorable, and he conveys so much emotion through looks and glances rather than words. It's really a true disappointment that the Academy snubbed him, because he truly deserves it. Alright, a couple more to go. Best Director. The nominees are Nicholas Winding Refn for Drive, David Fincher for The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Martin Scorsese for Hugo, Steven Spielberg for Warhorse, and Michelle Hazanavicius for The Artist. Again, a really tough category, but for me, it's Nicholas Winding Refn. The framing, the pacing, the action, the violence, all beautifully executed by Refn. You can tell that this was his vision through and through, and that's why he deserves this award. And finally, we come to the big one, Best Picture. The nominees are Drive, 50-50, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, The Artist, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, Hugo, The Descendants, Midnight in Paris, and Warrior. Well, if you've been following my picks or are one of my subscribers, you've probably already figured out that it's Drive. I've talked about the film endlessly, but it's just perfect. The acting, the score, the direction, the cinematography are perfection. Drive is without a doubt the best picture. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to ENTV because that's where they're going to announce the winners in a couple weeks. Now I want to hear from you. What are your picks in all these categories? Leave a comment in the box below. And if you like this video, hit that subscribe button up there so you can get more reviews from me. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the other side.